They linger in shadow, whispered about in farmhouses, small towns, and dense forests. Some are centuries old, others born just decades ago, but all are woven into the soul of Indiana. Tonight, we're bringing 16 chilling legends back to life. These are the stories that refuse to fade, the tales that haunt the crossroads of America. At Diana of the Dunes, on the windswept shores of Lake Michigan, where the dunes rise and fall like silent sentinels, the legend of Diana endures. Alice Mabel Gray left behind the city's bustle in the early 1900s, seeking solitude and wildness. She became known to locals as Diana, living alone in a shack by the water, swimming at dawn, reading philosophy, and embracing a life few dared imagine. But after her tragic death, her story transformed. Campers and hikers claimed to see her, barefoot, dressed in white, her hair streaming in the wind, wandering the shore at sunset. Sometimes she disappears into the mist, leaving only footprints in the sand. Her spirit is said to protect the dunes she loved, a gentle guardian of Indiana's wild coast. Those who walk there at dusk often glance over their shoulder, wondering if the woman in white still searches for peace along the endless water's edge.
The Beast of Busco.
Near the small town of Churubusco, a legend surfaced from the depths of Folk Lake and captured the country's attention. They called it Oscar, the Beast of Busco, a giant turtle bigger than any snapping turtle ever seen. In 1949, farmers and townsfolk reported sightings, a massive shell breaking the surface, powerful legs churning the muddy water. People came from miles around, some hoping to catch the creature, others just wanting to glimpse Indiana's own monster. Efforts to trap Oscar failed. He always slipped away, leaving only swirling water and shattered nets. Decades later, Oscar has never been caught, but the legend refuses to die. Every ripple on the lake, every sudden splash, sparks whispers that the Beast of Busco might still be watching from below, waiting for the day he'll surface again. For the people of Churubusco, Oscar is more than a monster. He's the secret heart of the lake, a reminder that the wild can never be fully tamed. The Crosley Monster. Deep in the dense woods of Jennings County, where the trees close in and the paths grow faint, hunters and hikers tell of a shadow that shouldn't exist. The Crosley Monster, a towering, hairy creature with glowing red eyes, is Indiana's answer to Bigfoot. Sightings began in the early 2000s. Strange footprints, broken branches, animals vanishing in the night. Witnesses describe the beast as nearly 7 feet tall, silent except for the heavy crunch of leaves underfoot. The Crosley Monster moves with uncanny stealth, appearing just beyond the edge of vision. Some say it's a creature out of time. Others believe it's a warning, nature's own spirit reminding us to respect what we don't understand. The forest feels different when night falls. Quiet, heavy, as if something watches from the shadows. If you find yourself on those lonely trails, listen carefully. The Crosley Monster may be closer than you think, guarding secrets the woods have kept for generations. 100-Step Cemetery. Hidden among the rolling hills near Brazil, Indiana, lies a graveyard unlike any other. Locals call it the 100-Step Cemetery, and after midnight, it becomes a place of test and terror. Legend says if you climb the worn stone steps leading to the top, counting each one aloud, you'll meet a ghostly undertaker waiting in the darkness. He shows visitors a vision of their own death, a chilling glimpse into the unknown. But the true terror lies in the descent. Count the steps on the way down, and if the number is different than before, the vision is real and the curse has begun. Visitors report cold gusts, shadowy figures, and footsteps behind them when no one else is there. The brave come searching for answers. The wise come only in daylight. At 100-Step Cemetery, every stone holds a secret, and every step might bring you closer to something you were never meant to find. 100-Step Cemetery Ghosts. Within the quiet woods of Morgan Monroe State Forest stands Step Cemetery, a place cloaked in mystery and sorrow. Its mossy stones and sagging fences tell stories of loss, but it's the restless spirits said to roam here that draw the curious. The most famous legend is that of the Lady in Black. After losing her child, she's said to have visited the grave every night, weeping and waiting for a sign. Even after her death, visitors claim to see her shadow among the stones, or hear her soft sobbing in the wind. Others have witnessed ghostly figures drifting between the trees, or felt icy hands brush against them as dusk falls. The woods grow silent at night, as if holding their breath. Steppe Cemetery is a place where the past refuses to rest, and where the boundary between memory and haunting is as thin as the morning mist. The Green-Clawed Beast. The hot August of 1955 brought terror to the banks of the Ohio River near Evansville. Naomi Johnson was swimming with friends when something reached out from below, grabbing her leg and pulling her underwater. She fought free, surfacing with strange scratches and bruises, and told of a large green-clawed creature that dragged her down. The Green-Clawed Beast became an instant sensation. The Air Force even investigated. Some claimed it was a mutant catfish, others a river spirit angered by intruders. Whatever the truth, the marks on Naomi's leg remained for weeks, a physical reminder of something in the water that defied explanation. Even today, the Ohio's muddy depths seem to hide secrets. Locals tell their children to beware what lurks below, and some claim that on hot summer days, you can still feel a sudden icy grip, proof that the Green-Clawed Beast hasn't yet let go. Angola Theater Ghost. In the heart of Angola stands a grand old movie house, the Brokaw Theater, where the past refuses to leave. Patrons and staff have long reported strange occurrences, footsteps echoing in empty aisles, seats that fold down on their own, and flickering lights in the projection room. The most famous spirit is a shadowy figure glimpsed behind the balcony curtain, always gone by the time you look twice. Some say it's the ghost of a former manager, still watching over his beloved theater, making sure every show goes smoothly. Others believe it's the spirit of a performer who never took a final bow. Whatever the truth, the Angola Theater's ghostly resident brings a chill to every late-night screening. If you find yourself in the balcony, alone except for the whispers of the past, remember, in this old house of dreams, you're never truly by yourself. Witch's Castle, Utica. High above the riverbanks near Utica, the crumbling stones of an abandoned house hide a history of whispers and warnings. Locals call it the Witch's Castle, and after dark, the ruins seem to hum with energy. Legend claims the house was the site of unspeakable rituals and dark gatherings. Ghost hunters report cold spots, floating lights, and a feeling of being watched by eyes that never blink. Some say the witches who once haunted these hills still return each year on the anniversary of their deaths, casting spells and guarding secrets. Even skeptics admit there's something unnatural about the place. Graffiti and broken windows only add to the sense of unease. On stormy nights, the wind howls through the empty rooms, and the stones themselves seem to shiver. The Witch's Castle stands as a warning. Not all ruins are empty, and some legends are best left undisturbed. The Devil's Road. Somewhere near Henryville, there's a narrow, twisting lane that locals fear after sundown. They call it the Devil's Road. Strange lights dance along its ditches, engines stall for no reason, and travelers report seeing a tall, shadowy figure waiting at the bend. The stories began decades ago. A car full of teenagers vanishing into the woods, a phantom hitchhiker appearing in rearview mirrors, an unending echo of footsteps on the gravel behind you. At night, the road grows colder, as if the darkness itself is alive. Some believe the land is cursed, others that it's simply a magnet for tragedy and fear. No matter the truth, few choose to drive the Devil's Road alone. The bravest claim to hear laughter in the wind, mocking and wild. Whether it's the work of restless spirits or the imagination of a sleepless mind, one thing is certain. Every legend starts with a warning, and this road has given plenty. Evansville Grey Lady. In the elegant halls of the Willard Library, the past refuses to stay silent. For more than a century, staff and visitors have spoken of the Grey Lady, a ghostly figure in a flowing gray dress who appears in the stacks, on the stairways, or peering from behind old bookshelves. Sometimes she's seen reading, other times searching for something lost long ago. Cameras have captured her misty form, and cold spots follow her through the rooms. No one knows her name for certain, though many believe she was a librarian devoted to her work. The Grey Lady never harms, but her presence sends shivers through those who encounter her. Some have smelled old perfume in the air or heard faint footsteps late at night. Willard Library embraces her as part of its charm, a gentle guardian of knowledge, forever haunting the stories she loved most. Tunnelton Tunnel Ghost. Just outside Bedford, an old railroad tunnel cuts through the limestone hills. Locals call it the Tunnelton Tunnel, and its shadowy depths hold a tragic legacy. Built in the mid-1800s, the tunnel was the site of fatal accidents and countless injuries. Workers lost their lives in the darkness, and legend claims not all found peace. Visitors brave enough to enter at night have reported sudden chills, disembodied voices, and the sound of footsteps echoing off the stone walls. The most haunting tale is of a headless ghost seen walking the tracks, lanterns swinging, searching endlessly for what was lost. Trains rarely use the tunnel now, but the stories persist. Some believe the spirits of the dead still linger, trapped between this world and the next. For those who stand at the tunnel's mouth after dark, the silence is thick with the weight of unfinished business, and the certainty that some tunnels lead somewhere you don't want to go. The Blue Lady of Lake Forest. In the parks and woods near Gary, locals whisper of a sorrowful figure known as the Blue Lady. She's said to appear in a mist of shimmering blue, drifting among the trees or standing by the edge of the lake at twilight. Some say she was a bride, heartbroken on her wedding day, who vanished into the forest and never returned. Others believe she's the spirit of a mother searching for a lost child. No matter the origin, her presence is always the same, silent, beautiful, and tinged with grief. Hikers have reported sudden drops in temperature, and a few have glimpsed the Blue Lady reflected in the water before she fades away. She never speaks, but her story lingers in the hush of the woods. On quiet nights, when the fog rolls in from the lake, locals say you can hear her soft sigh, a song for what was lost and a warning to the living. Mudmer, monster of Mud Creek. In the tangled waterways and muddy creeks near Anderson, something strange is said to slither through the shallows. Known as the Mudmer, or the monster of Mud Creek, this creature has sparked rumors and fear for generations. Described as part serpent, part mammal, and covered in thick, slippery mud, it's blamed for livestock disappearing and strange ripples at dawn. Fishermen and children have reported seeing long, dark shapes gliding just beneath the water's surface, and more than one person has felt an unexpected tug on their fishing line. Some say the Mudmare is a prehistoric survivor, others a spirit guarding the creeks from trespassers. Whether monster or myth, the legend persists, muddying the line between what we know and what we fear. On quiet mornings, as the fog drifts over the water, those who know the legend keep a careful watch, never certain if the next splash will be just a fish or something much older. The ghosts of French Lick Springs Hotel. The grandeur of the French Lick Springs Hotel hides more than luxury. It's also home to some of Indiana's most persistent hauntings. Guests and staff alike tell stories of strange happenings, lights flickering on and off, cold drafts in closed rooms, and the faint sound of music playing when no band is present. The most famous specter is the spirit of former owner Thomas Taggart, rumored to appear in the ballroom or riding the hotel's elevator late at night. Others have seen a lady in white gliding down the grand staircase, or the faces of children pressed against the glass of empty halls. Paranormal investigators have captured voices on tape and mysterious orbs in photographs. Yet, despite these ghostly residents, the hotel remains a place of joy and celebration. For every guest who seeks a night of comfort, there are others who come hoping for a glimpse of the past, a reminder that even the grandest places hold secrets time can't erase. The Masked Man of Mount Vernon. In the 1940s, the peaceful streets of Mount Vernon were shattered by a series of bizarre and terrifying events. A figure known only as the Masked Man began to appear, prowling at night with his face hidden behind a crude mask. He terrorized residents with strange noises, rattling windows, and peering into houses after dark. Police searched, But the masked man always vanished without a trace, leaving only footprints and frightened townsfolk. The identity of the masked man was never discovered. Some said he was a prankster, others believed he was driven by something darker. After a season of fear, the sightings stopped, but the unease remained. Stories of the masked man are still told in Mount Vernon, especially on nights when the wind rattles the shutters. He remains a mystery, a human legend among the ghosts, and a reminder that sometimes the scariest things are those we can't explain or catch. The Bloody Bride of Hamilton Road. On the outskirts of Muncie, a lonely stretch of road winds through fields and woods. It's here, on Hamilton Road, that the legend of the Bloody Bride takes shape. Drivers say that late at night, they've seen a woman in a tattered wedding dress, her face streaked with tears and blood, standing on the roadside. Some say she appears suddenly in the back seat, vanishing before the next curve. The story is always the same. A bride, lost or abandoned on her wedding day, wandering in search of her lost love or revenge. Accidents have been blamed on drivers swerving to avoid her pale figure, and locals warn never to stop if you see her on the shoulder. The Bloody Bride's presence is chilling, a symbol of heartbreak and unfinished business. On moonless nights, when headlights sweep the empty road, her legend reminds us that not all love stories end happily, and some roads are haunted by more than just memories. These are Indiana's legends, alive in the telling, persistent as shadows at dusk. In every small town, deep forest, and winding road, their stories echo still, proof that the Hoosier State's heart beats with mystery and that some tales refuse to rest. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.